So bundles is a great way in order to increase your average order value and for you to make more money. So it's a win-win for both the customer and you, the merchant. Okay. So now let's look at this page right now. So the item price is 350 cedis. Now, if customer buys 2 or more, they end up saving money. So the customer comes to the page. Instead of buying 1, let me just buy 2 or more and save more money. Or let me even buy 3, save money and get a free gift. Now let's compare this bundled page with our product page, our default product page. As you can see, it's just straightforward. If I want to buy 2, nothing happens. I just pay the full amount. So nothing yet to incentivize the customer in order to spend more. So that's where bundles comes in. Okay. So with bundles, you can create quantity bundles. You can create buy one get one free. You can create product combination bundles. So bundles overall is a great way to increase your average order value. So I'm going to show you how to create bundles. So now in order to create bundles, I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to go to discounts. Let's click on bundles. I'm going to click on create bundle. So now we have types of bundles. So we have quantity discount. So quantity discount is just like the example that we gave. When you buy, the more you buy, the cheaper it gets. You can also have buy one get one free. So for example, if I buy 2, I end up getting 1 free. Or if I buy 3, I can get 2 free. And then you can create combo deals. So combo deals is you can same, for example, if I buy this sneakers, let's assume this sneakers, right? If I add maybe a socks, right? Let's assume maybe the socks is 50 cedis. So in total, that would be 400 cedis. But I can say, you know what? If you buy the sneaker together with the socks, I'll give it to you for maybe 370. So those are combo deals. So you can combine products pretty much. So let's go back and let's create a bundle. So for this example, I'm just going to choose quantity discount. So yeah, you can give it any name that you want. So I'm just going to go with quantity discount. Now, the blog title, okay, is the title over here. This text. So you can put in any text that you want over here. Okay. But I'm just going to leave it at bundle and save. So you can change it over here. I forgot to mention. So if you want to disable a bundle, you can just use this toggle over here in order to make the bundle available or to disable. So I'm just going to leave it as it is. So now I can apply the bundle on all products, or you can just make the bundle show on a specific collection, or you can select the specific products that you want this bundle to appear on. Okay. So I'm just going to go with all products for this example. But if you want to make the bundle appear on a particular product or a particular collection or categories, then you can use these options for that. So now over here, this is where you can add your tiers. So by default, we create default tiers for you, but you can change or edit things how you want. So if you want to add another tier, you can just click on add tier and you can add a new tier to the discount. So I'm just going to play with this so that you can see how it works. So you can click on any of them in order to edit anything that you want on the bundle tier. So now let's just edit the pack 3. So now you can change the name over here. You can use any name that you want, any naming conversion that you want. So over here, you can select the discount type. So you can choose no discounts. You can choose the discount type. You want it to be maybe, instead of a percentage, you want it to maybe a fixed amount, maybe minus 10 cedis. You can choose that here. Or you can say, you know what, instead of doing a discount off, I want all to be this particular price. Then you can change that over here. So that means that the customer will pay 50 cedis for this entire pricing tier. Okay. So I'm just going to leave it back at the percentage. Okay. So now we have a flag called most popular. So let me show you this. Let me go back to my page. You can see that most popular is a label here. Okay. By default, the most popular tier gets highlighted by default so that it draws attention to the customer. So if you want, you can just change the most popular to a different tier. So you can put it over here or any of the tiers that you like. So I'm just going to put it on the third one here so that the third one is the most popular. Okay. But you can change it anyhow you want. So the most popular tier is to make the bundle stand out on your product page for the customer. So if you also have free gifts, you can give out a free gift. So now let's say for this example, this 3-pack, let's assume that I want to give out maybe a free gift. Let's assume that anyone who buys the 3-pack, I want to give them maybe a free product. You can just select any of your products from your categories to add. So let's assume that for this example, if you buy this tier, I can give out a free dress. Okay. So let me just update this so that I can see how it looks like. So now after refreshing the page, you can see that if someone buys the 3-pack, they get a free dress. And as you can see, the label for the most popular is on the 3rd pack. So by default, this one becomes selected for the customer. Okay. So I'm just going to go back and now let's just remove the dresses. So now instead of the dresses, I'm just going to change this to a custom gift. So I'm just going to type, let's assume that if you buy these sneakers, it just comes with, let's say, free socks. So let's say plus free socks. So you can type whatever gift over here manually over here. And then you can add how many of the gifts would you be giving out for free. So let's just say you just get one free socks, right? If it was 2 free socks, we'll just increase it to 2. I'm just going to stick with 1 free socks, sorry. And if you want, you can also add another free gift. If you want to add another gift to this bundle tier, I'm going to stick with 1 and I'm going to click on update. Good. Now when I refresh, we should see the socks show up. As you can see, I can see what plus free socks. Do you get it? So now instead of a customer to buy one, they will think, you know what? Maybe I can get a better offer. Let me rather choose this, or let me rather choose this, which ends up increasing your average order value. So now let's go back. Now let's just create a new tier. So let's just add one more tier. But we normally recommend 3 tiers. Unless you really, really need more, we usually recommend 3 tiers. Having too many tier options makes it harder for your customers. I know it's a paradox, but giving more options to customers makes them choose less. Okay, so have that in mind. Now, this is just for tutorial purposes. So let's create a new tier. So now let's just add one for maybe combo deals. So the combo deal is to combine products at a discount. So let's say instead of buying let's say maybe I sell dresses, right? If you are buying a dress, instead of you to buy the dress separately, okay, let's say maybe the dress costs 100 cedis, and let's say shorts cost 50 cedis, right? So now instead of you to pay 150 cedis, we can combine this and say, you know what, would give you the dress and the shorts for 130. Okay. So now let's just add a new product. So I'm going to click on add product because I come to add a product to this current product that the customer would be viewing on their end. Okay. So now whenever the customer is on the product page, okay, I can add that, you know what, if you're coming to buy this product, for example, right, if you add a dress, I'll give it to you for a cheaper price than you buying all the 2 together. So now let's just do that. So for that, we're going to choose combo deals, which we've already done. And then how many dresses do you want to give out in this deal? So I'm just going to choose 1. You can add multiple products to add more tiers. I'm just going to stick with 1 for this example. So now what type of discount do you want to give for this? Because keep in mind that now we are adding this dress, okay, this dress over here to whatever product the customer is currently on. Okay, let's just say maybe if you buy this product together with the dress, I'm going to give you maybe 30% off. Okay, and if you like, you can make this the most popular so that it's highlighted to your customers. If you also want to give out a free gift, you can also do that, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to click on create here. So now it's done. So now when I go back to refresh my products page, I should see the combo deal. So let's refresh. Okay, so now it's nicely done. So now instead of the customer to just buy the dress for just 200 cedis on our website, right? If they buy the dress together with the sneakers, we save them 30% off. So they end up saving 165 cedis. So instead of them to pay 550, okay, they end up paying 385. So the customer looks at the deal, looks at the offer that they're getting, and they end up spending more. So that's how bundles works in a nutshell. Okay, so you can combine different bundle types. You can have maybe a product deal tier as one tier. You can have maybe a quantity break as a tier. So you can combine as many as you want. Anything that fits your style, you can do that. So that's how bundles pretty much work in a nutshell. So now let's just click on create a new bundle and let's just select one for buy one, get one free. So let's just name this buy one, get one free. So now for this example, if the customer buys 1, they get no discount. If they buy 2, okay, we give them 1 for free. If they buy 3, we give them 2 for free. So you can just manipulate this as you want. You can just edit them as you want. Okay, you can change the numbers. So if I buy 3, I get 2 free. If I buy 5, I'm going to give them maybe 3 free. Okay, so I'm just going to highlight this as the most popular. So always keep in mind that after changing the buy X get Y free, okay, updates the tier name so that's easier for your customers. Okay, because I've changed it to 5. Okay, if I leave it as it is, it will be buy 3 get 2 free. My customers will be confused. So make sure that the naming conversions match so that it's easier for your customers. So we're going to change to buy 5 get 3 free, and then we're just going to update. Okay, so I'm going to refresh this page. Okay, And keep in mind that at the moment we have 2 bundles that are actively running. So now let me just go back to my main bundles page so that you can see and follow what I'm trying to say. Now, before I do the refresh, you can see that we have so many bundles running at the same time. Okay. If you have multiple bundles running at the same time for the same product, what will happen is that the latest bundle is what will show. Keep in mind that before we did the buy one get one free, we had this quantity discounts running. You can see this one has 4 tiers. Okay, when we go back to the product page, you can see that the 4 tiers for this one is showing. That is the 1 pack, 2 pack, 3 pack, and combo deal. Let me just go back to this previous one that we created so that you can see it in action. So you can see that this one is currently is what's active on the product. So because we've created a new one, when I refresh my page, we should see the ones for this one show. So keep in mind that bundles always show the latest one if you have multiple bundles showing for that product. So it will only show the latest bundle. So now when I refresh, we should no more see the bundles for the quantity breaks, but we should see ones for the buy one get one free. So let me just refresh this page. So as you can see, it's showing the one for the latest one that we have active, which is the buy one get one free. Do you get it? So very, very easy. So that's how bundles works. So always keep in mind that when you have multiple products running the same bundles, the latest one will show. Okay. So if you want to have different bundles at any given time, you can always select one for a particular product. You understand? So you can just choose specific products. So I can just choose to run this bundle just for the sneakers. So that it just shows for sneakers. Do you understand? That's if you want to run on a particular product. But if you run on all products, keep in mind that always the latest active bundle is what will show. So if this is your latest bundle, this will be the one that will be carried to the act because you cannot run all these bundles on the same products all at the same time. Do you understand? Because you can see that we have 3 different bundles. They cannot all be running at the same time. So the current latest one is what will show. So if I disable this bundle, this one will show. Do you understand? As long as it's active. So just keep that in mind when creating bundle. And also knows that you can always have different tiers. You don't have to necessarily have just only buy one get one free. You understand? You can have maybe buy one get one free, and you can have maybe a combo deal like we did previously. And then maybe you can pair that together with maybe a quantity discount. So as in, if they buy 2, they'll get 20% off. Do you get it? So you can combine as many different types of tiers together. If you also want to use one particular type, you can also do that. So you're not restricted to just one tier type. So that's how to go about bundles. So one more thing, you can also reorder how you want the tiers to look on your site. So you're going to click on sort tiers. And let's assume that I want this buy 5 get 3 free to be the first one on the product page. I'm just going to drag this and then you can swap it how you want. I'm going to swap the 2 so that it's in descending order. So you can just drag and rearrange how you want it to appear. So now when I refresh the page, I should see that this should move to be the very first one and then this should swap position. So let's refresh. So now as you can see, this is now showing as the first one and then you can see that the positions have been rearranged. So that's how you go about it.